what was your experience during Hurricane Katrina? Where were you, and when did you realize this was going to be a real catastrophe?
Well, I actually rode out the storm 14 miles from the eye down in Plaquemines Parish, that little finger that sticks out in the Gulf. My house was built 6 foot above the Mississippi River levee. And after the storm, it was the only thing sticking out of the water. We airboated to rescue people, rescued 30 people, and brought them to my home. But I walked out the house the next morning and my knees buckled because all I saw was water. The levees were gone and animals swimming for dry land, which was the mound of mud my house was on.
That must have been, sir, such a surreal moment and a scary moment. Can you take us back to that when you were rescuing your neighbors by airboat at Plaquemines Parish?
Yeah, one family was standing on a dresser where their mobile home was floating between the trees all night. The elderly lady, we had to get her airlifted by a helicopter. We didn't know if she was going to make it. But even through the night, watching the walls in my house move with the gust of wind, watching boats come over the levee before it melted into the front yard, houses from across the river floating by, just something you could never imagine. And even now, whenever a storm gets close to the Gulf, I don't sleep at night.
No.
The memories from that, besides rescuing people, we rescued hundreds of animals off of rooftops and in trees. It was just something you hope you never have to go through again.
It must have really shaped you. And did that what led you in the public service?
It absolutely was. Me and my wife had a riding center for special needs children, and we rode out the storm to protect those specially trained horses. And after the storm, we never saw a politician. Had it not been for the first responders and volunteers coming in to help rescue people and feed people, we set up volunteers in my barn that came to help. And I actually ran for parish president because of the lack of leadership there for the people they represented. I was angry at some of the things happening there. I ran for lieutenant governor. So don't get mad and run for office.
And what hurricane and levee safety improvements have been made in Louisiana since Katrina?
Well, it's been incredible. You know, billions of dollars have been spent all the way down in Plaquemines Parish. Now we have federal levees in that parish, but the wall around New Orleans, St. Bernard, it's better protected than ever. But you know, on this anniversary of Katrina, we can't forget storms are getting stronger and they're getting stronger quicker. You know, we saw these last few storms get in the Gulf and go from category 1 to 3 or 4 in no time, where normally you got some advance warning. We need to always be ready to evacuate if a major storm comes down on New Orleans.
Were lessons learned after Katrina that changed the way Louisiana responds to severe weather and emergencies?
Absolutely. I think we are better prepared, one, to make the call early on evacuation. Two, being prepared before, during, and after the storm. We never heard of pre-disaster contracts prior to Katrina. Now every parish in the state has those in place with men and equipment ready to respond, to rescue, to clear the roads, and to help get things back up and running. And our power companies now have partnerships with power companies throughout the country to come in and assist to get that power back on a lot quicker. So we are so much better prepared, not only here, but we've partnered with other states. So we have so many states that help each other in time of need, and that's really special, and it's much needed and really helps us get through these disasters a lot quicker.
Do local, state, and federal leaders work together differently in emergencies after Katrina?
Yeah, I think it's gotten a lot better with the Sandy Act, changing some of the rules, but we still have a lot of work to do. I think FEMA needs to have a regional person that will analyze the value of the assets in a certain state, get to know those states really well before disaster, and come in and have the states do their own assessment and have FEMA approve it and move quickly to get those funds to the state to spend the money in the best way.
And what message does Louisiana want to share with the nation on this 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina?
When it looked like there was no chance of recovery, 20 years later, I'm here to tell you Louisiana is back better than ever. A lot of lessons learned, but it also makes you grateful for the people that came from all over the country and put their life on hold to come here and help us rebuild. And that's why Louisiana is so given. Wherever there's a catastrophe in the country, we're always sending people to help because we're all Americans and we all should reach out and help our neighbor. And that's something we should really focus on this 20th anniversary and say thank you to the whole country for the help you gave Louisiana during and after Katrina.